Hello, everybody. Today we're talking about the glass fire that happened up in Napa and Sonoma County. My name is Myung.
I'm Dylan.
My name is Caden.
I'm Sophia.
And I'm Brian.
So starting off with some general information about the Glass Fire. The Glass Fire was a devastating wildfire that erupted in Napa Valley, California in late September of 2020. It quickly spread due to strong winds and dry conditions, engulfing over 67,000 acres across Noma and Sonoma counties. The blaze led to widespread destruction, including the loss of hundreds of homes, vineyards, and wineries, which significantly impacted the local wine industry, economy, and the Napa Valley community. Moving on to the glass fire location and the ecosystem. Napa Valley has a Mediterranean climate that is characterized by a hot, dry summer and cool, wet winters, which is ideal for growing grapevines. The area's vegetation includes oak woodlands, chaparral grasslands, and riparian zones with dominant oak species such as valley oak, coast live oak, and blue oak. Vineyards are a significant part of the landscape, complemented by diverse wildlife like deer, bobcats, mountain lions, and foxes. The valley's got varied soil with volcanic soils in the eastern hills and then alluvial soils on the valley floor, which contributes to the distinctive terroir of Napa Valley. The topography has a lot of rolling hills, steep mountains, and flat valley floors. The glass fire's impact on the ecosystem was profound. It burned through forests and woodlands and destroying a large area of native vegetation and damaging many vineyards, thus affecting the agricultural landscape. Wildlife was displaced, losing their habitats and long-term effects on the population of those animals. The fire led to soil erosion, degradation, increasing the risk of landslides and flooding during the subsequent rains, while the ash and debris contaminated waterways, affecting wildlife and aquatic life. And then the fire first started just as a 20-acre brush fire on Glass Mountain Road, hence the name Glass Fire, in Deer Park, Napa County.
So as far as the cause of the fire goes, it was spread by natural factors such as high winds and dry conditions, as well as the complex mix of various elements typically seen in wildfire events. However, the exact cause of the ignition was not definitively determined or publicly disclosed by the authorities. In many cases such as this, the ignition source can be difficult to pinpoint precisely due to the destruction caused by the fire itself. However, it was determined that the origin point of the glass fire was near a machine shed in Deer Park. In general, wildfires like the glass fire are often sparked by human activities such as unattended campfires, electrical equipment failures, and arson, or natural causes such as lightning. For the glass fire, while an exact ignition source wasn't publicly confirmed, it may be possible that there was some sort of equipment failure or machinery mishap that sparked the fire, considering the origin point was near the machine shed. The response to the glass fire involved a coordinated effort from multiple agencies and organizations. More than 2,000 firefighters participated in the extinguish efforts. CAL FIRE, also known as the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection, led the firefighting efforts, managing ground crews, aircraft, and coordinating with other agencies. A local fire department from Santa Rosa also provided significant support with personnel, engines, and equipment. Local law enforcement, including county sheriff's offices from Sonoma County, Napa County, and Santa Rosa, were all involved in the evacuations, road closures, and ensuring public safety. And the California Office of Emergency Services was also involved, and they helped by coordinating the state's response, providing resources, logistical support, and also facilitating communication between different responding agencies. Lastly, relief organizations like the American Red Cross provided support to evacuees, including shelter, food, and medical assistance. Ultimately, the collaborative efforts of these agencies and organizations were crucial in combating the glass fire, managing evacuations, and providing relief to the affected communities.
So this brings us to the question of what drove the fire. Well, there are many factors that went into the glass fire itself, such as merging of two small fires, which led to a rapid growth. The two fires were the Shady Fire and the Poison Fire, which happened to merge together, which made the conditions worse. There was also the dry fields, which the fire season in California, it was particularly dry around this time, with minimal rainfall, which led up to the fire. This meant that the vegetation was extremely dry and highly flammable. Next, there was also the high winds, and in this region, it's also known to the people as the Diablo winds, which are strong winds, which fan the flames and help the fire spread more quickly throughout the region. It was also around the time of record-breaking heat, with the fire being lit during high temperatures in California. It contributed to the rapid ignition of the spread of the fire. There was also the account for dense vegetation, where the area that was burning had a lot of dense vegetation, including trees, underbrush, which provided a huge source of fuel. Next was also the topography. And due to the topography of the glass fire, it was challenging to control the wildfires due to it being on a slope, which also funneled the winds, which further exacerbated the fire.
So moving on to the community impact. The glass fire had profound impacts on the communities in Napa Valley. It destroyed numerous homes and structures, leading to the displacement of residents and creating a significant housing crisis. The destruction of vineyards and wineries central to the region's economy resulted in a substantial economic loss, affecting local businesses and employment. Additionally, the fire disrupted daily life, causing school closures, evacuation orders, and put a strain on emergency services. The mental health of community members was also affected, which increased stress and trauma due to the loss of their homes and livelihoods. The aftermath emphasized the need for improved emergency preparedness, fire prevention stages, and community support systems to mitigate the effects of disasters like this in the future.
Looking at the losses caused by the glass fire, it burned a total of 67,484 acres. It destroyed 1,555 structures, 308 homes in Napa County, 343 commercial buildings in Napa, and then 343 homes in Sonoma, with the rest making up just various different areas. No human lives were lost in this fire, and though the animals in the region did not see a large impact and have rebounded from the effects that came from the fire itself, there were videos of them fleeing from the flames, and it was noted that most of what they were able to see got out. Due to the glass fire, there were some changes in policy, though not enough. It brought up the importance of defensible space back to the forefront. Wineries and implemented buffer areas so as to stop the spread from getting to their crops themselves. Governor Newsom signed legislature to improve emergency response and preparedness efforts, and that brought forward a renewed understanding that in times of extreme drought and weather, there is not a lot that can be done to prevent fire, but giving time to those fighting it is a good starting point.
There are several effective prevention measures that could have been taken to help prevent the devastating glass fire. The first measure that could have been taken is vegetation management. There are several different ways to approach this. Regular controlled burns is a great place to start. By implementing controlled burns, it is easy to reduce the buildup of dry vegetation that can fuel wildfires. Another way to help clear the vegetation is thinning and clearing, removing excess brush, dead trees, and undergrowth, particularly in areas close to residential zones and critical infrastructure. One more form of vegetation management could be creating defensible spaces, ensuring that properties have a clear defensible space free of flammable vegetation around them to slow the spread of fire and provide safer zones for firefighting. Another measure that could have been taken is fire-resistant building practices. Constructing homes and buildings with fire-resistant materials such as metal roofing and fireproof siding, installing vents and windows designed to resist ember penetration, and creating fire breaks around communities and vineyards to halt the progress of wildfires are all good ways to go about fire-resistant infrastructure. Early detection and rapid response is another effective prevention measure that could have been taken. Utilizing advanced technologies such as satellite imagery, drones, and ground sensors to detect fires early and establishing local fire watch programs where trained volunteers can help monitor signs of fire can help as well. Conducting public education campaigns to raise awareness about fire risks and prevention strategies, and developing and regularly practicing community evacuation plans to ensure residents know how to evacuate safely in case of emergencies are ways to help with public education and community preparedness. Implementing strategies for better water retention to keep vegetation less dry and less susceptible to fire, and taking steps to mitigate climate change, such as reducing greenhouse gas emissions, which can help reduce long-term frequency and severity of wildfires in the long term can help with climate and environmental strategies. And finally, coordination and planning can help enhance coordination between local, state, and federal agencies to improve fire response and resource sharing. Providing ongoing training for emergency services personnel to ensure that they are prepared to respond effectively to wildfires is a key prevention factor. By implementing these measures, the impact of the fire could have been reduced, protecting lives, property, and the region's valuable vineyards.
To conclude, the Glass Fire of 2020 that came to a final end on October 20th was a devastating event that highlighted the increasing severity of wildfires in the state of California. It burned over 67,484 acres in Napa and Sonoma counties combined, and over the course of just under a month, which were driven by dry conditions, the high winds, extreme temperatures, and dense vegetations. This fire destroyed homes, vineyards, and community, significantly impacting the region's economy and livelihoods, although luckily did not take any lives. The Glass Fire underscores the urgent need for comprehensive wildfire management strategies, improved forest management, and enhanced firefighting resources and community preparedness are essential to mitigating future risks and further damages. Moreover, it highlights the broader implications of climate change, which is contributing to more extreme weather conditions and longer fire seasons. To move forward, investing in resilient infrastructure and supporting affected communities in their recovery is crucial. By learning from this event and implementing proactive measures, we can create a safer and more resilient environment for everybody to live in. Thank you.